Adventures with Don. Hey, guess what? I got hired again as a forest fire lookout. Yep, just like last year. Except last year I did 2 different towers. This year I'm only doing one. Lake Mountain Fire Lookout. Lake Mountain's just under 6,900 feet overlooking the Klamath National Forest. For this adventure, I'm just not going up for a one-day deal and trying to show you something. I'm going to spread it out over a few weeks. Maybe get some more photos that I can share with you and give you the experience of being up there. We'll see how it works out. And well, we'll see if I get fired or not. So, that's the plan. We'll see how many weeks it takes for me to finish this to have enough photos to share with you. So let's get some food in the car and gear in the car and head over to the Forest Service, get in their rig and drive up the mountain. Well, this time going up to Lake Mountain, I thought I would take the alternate route. Show you a different way up there. The road's a little sketchier. Would not take my personal car up here. But it's shorter, but takes almost the same amount of time, if that tells you anything. So from this fork in the road, it's where it starts to turn a little bit on the sketchy side. But don't worry, it's gonna get a lot worse. This is the area that it gets pretty sketchy, a little narrow, downhill. They had to clear it with a dozer so it's not smooth. It only lasts for about a mile. This was the road just 2 weeks before the season started. Still a lot of snow. To give you an idea, here's my wife standing there, and she's pretty tall. So that's deep snow. Well, here's Lake Mountain. The old historic lookout. They say 1912, but this structure was in the 20s. So it's still 100 years old. Downstairs here is where my fridge is and water tank and all the repeater stuff. But as you can tell, it's got a pretty sophisticated lock system. So, and it's dark in there, so you won't see anything. So let's go back down the walkway where the flag flies and to the grand staircase. But to save time, I won't bore you with trying to get up these stairs. Well, here we come into the main entrance to the lookout tower. And immediately to our right is our communication center. A lot of very important communication goes on there. Heavy documentation, notes, etc. Even have a backup communication, just in case. And my binoculars so I could see anything and everything. Going down the hall, we come to the bedroom. This bed is surprisingly comfortable. Normally I have great views out there from the bedroom, but it's smoky today. And then next to the bedroom is the coat closet, which also doubles as a lightning stool. But if that stool's not enough, redundancy's the name of a lightning, whatever you call it, not a stool, but platform. I wonder if the stool will fit on the platform. Have to try that. From there we slide over to the office. All kinds of important documents. Lake Mountain Record. And weather station. In case you can't read that. It's 71 degrees with 10-mile-an-hour winds. I've seen recorded up to 60-mile-an-hour winds here. I've experienced 35 so far. And what office would not be an office without a bunch of tangled wires? All right, moving down the hallway, we come to the kitchen. You know, being a highly trained chef, you can just imagine the quality of food that comes off of this stove. May be small, but man, it works. And then for those really chilly nights and or days, we do have a heater up here. And next to the heater is the laundry room. So obviously if there's a laundry room here, next door is the maid's quarters. Yeah. And here's the water cooler. As you imagine, a lot of networking going on here, team building, passing on us very important information to make the forest better and make lookouts more efficient. Next to the water cooler is the pantry. Yep, stocked full of that fancy food to be cooked onto the stove later. And of course, if you're going to be cooking a bunch, you need a sink to wash those pots and pans and plates and forks and knives. And health food. It's just how I roll up here, always having health food. Body's a temple and all. And now over to the real workhorse, the Osborne Firefinder. A scope on top, And you look through this thing to point at the smoke you find. Read the azimuth off. And then look down on a map to try to put where the fire is in its range, township, and section. Try to anyway. And if this map is too small, we have other maps. Such as this map. We use the string, I don't know if you can see the string through here, to put it to that azimuth that you found on the Firefinder, and then try to be more accurate on its location. And if that one's not good enough, I have another. And this one, same concept, but it goes out even further. Goes up the Oregon border, way south, and to the east and west. So from my lookout, I can look into the Happy Camp Ranger District, a little bit into Oregon to the Rogue River National Forest, over to Oak Knoll Ranger District, and of course mine the Salmon or the Scott River, and even down to the Salmon River District. So there you have it. Maps and maps. All the amenities of home in a small, compact place. Be better if it wasn't so smoky outside and you could see something. But it'll clear up again. So you're probably asking the question, does it get windy up there at Lake Mountain? Well, as you can tell by my flag there, it's just a calm, gentle breeze. And then coming over to the tower, you see that we have shutters that protrude out, give a little bit of shade. And they have supports, and they're mounted into the side of the building. And let's get around this side. The winter, they close these shutters down, protects the windows through the winter. And there's a nut. Wait, one's missing there. Does it get windy up here? Huh. Let me see if I can focus better on that. Kind of seems like this was torn off. Huh. There's another shutter completely missing here. And another one torn off. I guess it might get windy up here. What happened to those shutters? Well, there's one. And there's the remnants of others. They say they can rebuild it and make it better. I don't know if they'll make it better, but hopefully they'll rebuild it. So visibility is pretty good today. So I thought I'd give you a 360 degree view. It's Preston Peak out there. A little bit of smoke out in that distance. This Swinging over to the Marble Mountains. Over to Tom Martin Peak. And out there is Mount Ashland, Oregon, and Kangaroo Peak. So, I bragged to you about the great views from a fire lookout. And then there's the rest of the summer. Smoke blocking the view. And what's even worse, buildup. That means potentially lightning, which means fire, which means even more smoke. And did I mention that there's like 30-mile-an-hour winds right now? Yeah, I can't see much up here. Smoke. But at least there's wildlife.
644 returning to Callahan at 1563.
This deer, and actually I've seen two of them. There's a hole behind that old stump there. I'm assuming they think there's water there. But I went and looked at it and it just seems like rocks to me. Nature. What are you gonna do? There must be water down there somewhere. I just didn't see it. But we're not looking at the deer, we can look at the great views. And yes, we do spot fires up here. This one was spotted first by another lookout, but led to me being evacuated from my house. Holy crud. Luckily, it did not burn. One of the great advantages of being at the lookout is great sunrises and sunsets. Just beautiful. So people ask me, is there any storms you see up there? Oh yeah, pretty impressive ones, including even snow. This was in August. Nothing accumulated on the ground, but pretty interesting. But the real star of the show are the stars. Beautiful night skies that show you everything. Milky Way and all the other stars in the heaven. With no light pollution from cities, the skies are beautiful. So that's Lake Mountain. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.